Welcome back, everyone. We've been talking about being hot in here. Lots of hot, and it is hot out there. I have with me Robert Pearson, and he's the owner of Solarize. Welcome back to the show. You came on for the first time. Was it Friday?
Yes.
And today you said, I want to open up the video lines to the audience. I want people to be able to call in and ask questions at some point so that they can, really get educated about solar. How long have you been doing what you do?
The energy field, a little under 28 years. Home efficiency in a nutshell.
Home efficiency, and that is the difference, right? When
Correct.
you took solar, and what you said the last time that you were on is that people, they need to make sure that when they go solar, that they have to make sure that it makes sense for them to do it, because if their air conditioning unit is old, they might be wasting their time. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
It's always going to make sense to do it if you have an electric bill over $100 a month, which I think my dog does.
Absolutely. You say reduce, like reduction before production.
Correct.
Right. And why is that so important? I mean, it makes sense. Once you start
Well,
talking about it, it's like, well, of course, a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth,
do.
right? Over solar. And you are all about it.
First of all, the name Solarize, do you know where that came from?
No, I'm excited to find out
The
that.
definition of Solarize is preparing a building envelope for the addition of solar. Now, you probably don't want to put solar on a building that doesn't have any walls or windows, correct?
Right.
And, if you're driving a Prius that gets 100 miles per gallon, you probably don't want to put off-road knobby tires on it, correct?
Correct.
So in Arizona, air conditioning is 65% of your usage. So that air conditioner is off-road knobby tires. When we're looking at a situation, a client may have a 3,000 square foot home with a pool. They have original air conditioners that are 14 years old. Their pool pump is a single speed, and they have an average bill of about $450 per month, which is now going up about 15 to 18% a year. So in looking at that situation, I can immediately plug the particulars about their air conditioning unit into what I call a SEER savings calculator. SEER, S-E-E-R, Seasonal Efficiency Rating System. It's miles per gallon for your car. Now, I can see that if I were to upgrade that air conditioner to what I would put on, and in all actuality, ASHRAE, which controls air conditioning, say in Arizona, because we have 2,241 hours of cooling, you get 12 years out of it. It ain't matter if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's a matter of efficiency. If I change that air conditioner out, I can free up about $975 on one 5-ton unit that I don't need to produce with solar.
Wow. So when you come to someone's house, I want you to talk a little bit about what that consultation is, because you're going to be there for a little while.
Yeah, a little while. I'd like to have the information before we meet after the initial phone call, but I'm going to request their login and password for their utility provider. Now, there's only 2 things I can do there: turn off your power and pay your bill. And if you become a client after we meet, I'm not going to pay one of your bills. I'm going to pay 3 to 4, how many ever it takes until the permit and everything is approved, till your solar is on your roof. Nowadays, I've got clients that I'm paying $1,500 worth of their bills. How would you like to miss out on $1,500 worth of summer bills?
Awesome. That makes it. You're 5-star rated everywhere for a reason.
For a reason.
For a reason. And what we wanted to talk about today, you said, Carol, I want you to ask me about what has changed about batteries.
Correct, about batteries. Now, up until the release of the Tesla Powerwall 3, I was never a huge battery fan. Even though I'm on my 3rd Tesla electric vehicle, the whole house batteries are different. Up until the Powerwall 3, number one, if someone wanted to add battery backup to their house and they have one air conditioning unit, it's only assumed that they're going to want to back that unit up as well. So it would take 2 batteries to back up one air conditioning unit. Secondly, we would have to isolate all of the breakers that will be backed up in the case of grid failure. Moving those from the main panel, building a separate load panel, which is an average of about $6,000 to $9,000 of additional labor and materials. Now, with the Powerwall 3, a few things have changed. There is no need for an inverter if we build the system with the battery from the ground up, because the Powerwall 3 has a 7600 inverter internally, which is capable of handling about 12 to 13 kilowatts of solar. Secondly, one battery will start up one air conditioning unit. Now, what Tesla has also done for most people, the average home has 200 amp service. Only monstrous homes have 400, 600, or 800 amp service. So Tesla has built what's called a meter collar, which is a round collar, and it plugs on in front of the meter over the base. Your whole house is backed up with that meter collar. Takes 1 minute to install, and it saves $8,000.
It makes sense. Now, when you start working with someone, how long does it take from the time you start working with them till now they've gotten run? How did you say ran up? How
So
do you say that?
their solar's producing energy.
Their solar's producing energy. Thank you.
Typically 90 days. However, if they're financing this, their first payment will not be due until 30 days after the project is installed. If we're installing new air conditioners with the solar, guess what? They're going to have new air conditioners within the first 3 weeks. Why? Because if I'm paying their electric bills, I want to pay less of a bill, first and foremost. And secondly, they will be able to see what the air conditioning portion has done, because they'll have two bills with the new air conditioners minus the solar.
So, but the solar part of things, that's not money out of pocket,
No,
right?
no.
Talk a little bit about that and the incentives too for all of this.
Well, the incentives are pretty great. It's a 30% dollar for dollar federal tax credit. Now, that is real money. What the federal government has said is, instead of paying 30% to us in income tax, we're going to let you keep that money and put it into your house to pay off your solar.
Okay, and the other thing that I wanted to ask you is, when should they start doing this? How soon do they start seeing that they're not owing any money to the power company?
Within the first month that their first solar month, first full bill of solar, they will see that they're cash flowing.
Wow, that is so awesome. Now for them, you want them to go check you out on the website, which is solarizeaz.com. You can also call him direct. He does free consultations. The phone number is 480-246-0405. Do you do, like when you're working with people, I always ask this question, both SRP and APS?
Pretty much everything except some of the Indian power companies that are not too receptive for solar. But those people, a lot of times they have blackouts, so we would do battery backup for them so that they could have power during all their blackouts.
So the people that have this bad taste in their mouth, what's the reason for it? Why?
It's because the bad travels quicker than the good. You know, when I'm speaking to people, they always say, well, someone on my block has a bad story. I tell them, well, if I didn't put their solar in, there's no use talking to them.
You know, here's the thing, folks. What you said, too, before you came on the first time, was that a lot of people, you're going to get that knock on the door. Those people are not the people that you want to talk to about this. You need to talk to somebody who is educated. You've been doing this for 27 years, but it's not just about putting that solar on that roof. It is much more than that. It's going solarize is what it is. And that means that you're going to reduce your reduction before production.
You're going to be more comfortable in your home. You can live at 72 degrees with me for less money than you could live at 82 with you.
You know what he keeps his house at, which I could not believe when he showed me? 67. I'm on my way. I'll be right over. That phone number to call him direct, it's 480-246-0405. It's solarizeaz.com. Hang tight, we'll be back in just a minute. Now here's the difference with this one, because we're 30, we're keeping on going in here.
Yep.
Because we're live on Facebook.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
Yep.
So we're still talking here. What you
Okay.
want to do?
Keep going.
Okay, good. Okay? Am I doing a good job?
Oh, yeah, you're doing a great job.
Okay, next time you wanted to bring in some proofs as well, remember this.
You know, they can go up on my website, they can see all zero electric bills
Okay.
for my clients.
Okay, no problem,
let me
no
see
problem, I'll
here.
tell them that.
But I wanna give
A shout out?
I wanna talk about it, you know, a few average homeowners. Typically, people are gonna live in an 18, a 24, 38, 42, you know, pool, no pool.
Is
I wanna
that
start.
common situations
Yeah.
or different?
No, it's pretty common. I just wanna start.
No, I know, but you had mentioned that before you came on, okay.
Yeah, I can lay out 3 different houses that would occupy anyone that's listening and give them an idea of what they can expect.
Okay.
Overwhelmed with your money? At More Wealth, we can help you feel on track without worrying about numbers or tracking the market all the time. Visit morewealthmanagement.net, where we use a new generation holistic approach to
See the
maximize
difference?
your retirement income.
There's a break and you come back and do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
can kind of
different.
pick up and
And give you the financial clarity
go,
you need.
depends on what direction you're going in.
Mhm. Yeah, a lot more now.
Consultation
A little less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
Tax advice, you should consult an attorney or tax professional for such advice. Investment advisory services offered through More Wealth Partners LLC, a registered investment advisor.
When someone close to you passes, the grief can feel overwhelming. So when it comes time to make the necessary preparations for your loved one, you can rely on Angel Cremation and Burial in Mesa. Our caring and professional staff knows you're going through a lot, so we focus on helping you understand your options. You only pay for what you truly need. To learn more about our many cremation and funeral services, call 480-962-6435. 480-962-6435. AngelsCremationandBurial.com.
What if I told you that getting Medicare coverage doesn't have to be a complicated process? Are you tired of being confused with the many coverage options available to you with Medicare? At Tapestry Insurance Group,
So this guy's been on my show right here that you're
About
listening
45
to?
seconds.
Right here, this guy, Tapestry's been on my show for almost 9 years. Lots of them that's come on for years. And we say the same thing, sort of a different way every time.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing told a little bit differently every time. He talks about Medicare.
Hey, if I get a little traffic each month, I'm all over it.
That's all that matters. I know.
If it costs me less than $1,200 to acquire a sale on your station, I'll keep going.
No problem.
Yeah,
Okay, gotta get it going.
gotta get it going. And it doesn't happen from the first second.
Sell with confidence. Call WCI Commercial 602-795-2005 or go to WCIBroker.com.
Okay, here we go. So welcome back, and I love at the break we always are on Facebook land over here, and everybody can see what we're doing in here, and then we're getting ready for the second part of the segment. And Robert, you've been doing this for 27 years. You are passionate about what you do. Do not just speak to the person that comes knocking on your door, because they're not the people to call. You don't want a bad taste in your mouth, and when you talk to Robert, you're not going to have one, because he's going to make you the happiest person on the planet of this earth, especially live here in Arizona, and you have to pay big bills for no reason. We were talking about batteries. We were talking a little bit about that. You also said that that people can see the proof is in the pudding on your website, and that is bills that are zeroed out.
Yep, zeroed out bills, plenty of them on APS. SRP, unless we're doing battery backup, you're probably not gonna have a zeroed out bill, but you're gonna have an average of under $20 a month. And when you're looking at what's going on right now in our industry, I mean, 12 to 18% rate hikes. And that means that every 3 to 4 years, there's a good chance our utility bills may be doubling. So, you know what? The fact of the matter is, I like to say there's no cost for solar, because anyone that pays a bill of over $200 a month is already paying for it, and they don't have it on their house. And over the course of 10 years, they will have already paid for one solar system. Not that you have to pay cash for solar, but in APS service territory right now, if you pay cash for solar, your payback is 6.7 years, and your return on investment is 31.7%, and that's tax-free because you're not taxed on energy savings.
When he said what he's doing for everybody, and this is, you do this all the time, as you work with him, he will pay your electric bill until you get set up, which is
Correct.
about a couple of months sometimes, right?
2 to 4 months.
2 to 4 months, he's gonna pay it for you. To me, that's worth it. Just to come in and please talk to me, right? You know,
Yeah.
come in and sit down and talk so that he can help for you. Can you imagine someone coming in and helping you, first of all, lower your cost to maybe $0 to $20? Can you imagine just paying $20 for your electric bill? You'd be thrilled to pay it, right? Also, the other thing is that he's gonna pay your energy bills until you're all set up and running. So, call him direct. His phone number, have that consultation. It's worth the phone call. 480-246-0405. His website is solarizeaz.com. You can go up there and you can see all of the bills that are at 0 or maybe $20 at the most with SRP. Explain to them it's a whole home design,
It is, correct.
right? And how you do a 3D design that you bring to them before you've even met with them. This is so cool. Listen to this.
Correct. I'm going to have your project laid out based on your roof line prior to meeting. I'm going to have panels on every inch of your roof that they could possibly be set and meet code. When we get together, we're going to figure out your exact usage history. We're going to get into APS, plug in your kilowatt hours used, and then we will be able to figure out where we go from there. If your air conditioner is, within the last 5 years, I'm going to put in a product which is called Ice Cold. Now, I've been using this product for 24 years. You can't buy it at a store. Air conditioning companies aren't going to offer it to you. It is considered a synthetic refrigerant catalyst. It removes one thing, and the only thing that kills all compressor-based air conditioners: oil fouling. Oil builds up on the copper lines that bring the refrigerant and the compressor oil through your system. Oil is an insulator. This, believe it or not, if we put this in a 5-year-old air conditioning system, we're going to drop your summer bills $100 a month, and you may get another 10 years out of your unit. If your unit's 12 to 15 years old, I'm going to recommend at my exact cost, which is $5,000 less than you would pay for the same unit, I'm going to recommend that we replace an air conditioner because it will require less solar. Now, I'm not making a penny on that unit. I'm not going to push you real hard for that. That's a one-time push, something that I would do so you never have to worry about it. We're looking at your whole home. If you have a single-speed pool pump, we're going to put in a 4-speed. So typically, without doing that stuff, you may need 50 solar panels. Now you'll only need 30. And even with the cost of the air conditioner, the solar, the high efficiency pump in there, you may have had a $400 average electric bill now. Your average electric bill will be $5 and your solar payment will be about $3.25. So are you saving a ton of money? No, but APS is paying for this capital improvement on your house with money that would normally go to them.
So the phone number to call him direct, it's 480-246-0405. Call him and have that consultation. If you've been on the fence, if you've been thinking about this, and a lot of people do, they wait it out, and then they get their summer bills, and they're like, and then they kind of start sweating right there, and then they think, I need to do this, and then they hear something, and it gets, them back into that negative mode. But he's here to educate everybody. This is somebody who's been doing this for 27 years. He has, and how many people? I mean, you must have helped so many people out there. You're so passionate about it, and it's something that you recommend. How many people out there do the change?
You know what? 90% of the people that I meet with become a client. It's because, number one, I'm on TV every Sunday, and Tiffany, I'm a little bit of a joker, but she says, Robert, what do clients need to meet with you? I said, Tiffany, well, they need 2 real things. One, possibly. They need a pulse, they need a brain, and they need an electric bill over $100 a month. If you have all those, we will get along fine. And guess what? You can take the Solarize Challenge. You meet with me for 1 hour. If you can look at me at the end of that hour in the eyes and say I wasted your time, I will buy you a $100 dinner right there on the spot, the restaurant you choose. the one your husband likes, you tell me, you'll have it right there. It
So-
has never happened.
You are on ABC TV every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And you've been doing that show for how long?
On and off for 18 years.
18 years. So he is really here to help people solarize. It's what it's all about, and help you save money. Should every single house here in Arizona be, that is owned by that person be solar?
They should. Now, you don't know how many of my clients over the years I've done 3 and 4 homes for. The home I did 15 years ago, which they thought was their forever home, is now a rental. They bought their forever home. They rented out their prior home with solar on it. They include utilities with the rent. I put in an electric vehicle charger for them, even though they don't have an EV, so they get a higher quality renter, and one that stays there because the electric is included. And guess what? Their renters pay off their solar, and they have another form of retirement.
Call them direct. It's 480-246-0405. Check them out. It's solarizeaz.com. All the proof is on that website. You can check it out there. Real quickly, I did want to ask you though, if somebody does sell their house, I know you wanted to talk about average home situations, but really quickly, when somebody goes solar and then sells their house, what happens with that?
Well, if it's, first and foremost, I'm one of 3 solar contractors that's Pearl certified. Pearl is a third party that works with the government, the Department of Real Estate, and the Appraisal Institute to properly evaluate and value high-performing homes and businesses, which are considered high-performing. A home or business that has 60% better efficiency than its counterparts. You will have a 45-page appraisal addendum giving you value based on a few things. The rate that you're paying, how much of your energy we are getting rid of, the quality of the equipment. Now, you sell 10 years after your solar was put on and your Pearl was issued, electricity's probably gone up 15 times. You're gonna call Pearl, they're gonna plug into APS, they're gonna revalue your system, because every time the rates go up, your system is more valuable than it was prior.
That phone number, it's all about this. Give him a call, have that consultation with him. If you go solar with him and you work with him, he's gonna pay at least 2 to 3 months, if that's what it takes, of your electric bills until you are gone up on solar. And so you can call him at 480-246-0405. The website is solarizeaz.com. You can check it out. All the proof is right there on his website. Average home situation, real quickly, we have about a minute. Go ahead.
Average home situation. A client that has a 2,200 square foot home and a pool, home's 12 years old, they're all electric. Their average bill is probably $295 a month. I can replace that air conditioner, I can replace a pool pump, get rid of their bill with solar. I can give them a 0 APS bill, and I can give them a payment of no more than $260 a month. They are saving money, they have a new air conditioner and a pool pump.
But the whole idea too is when you recommend these certain things, but you're also getting it through a special price for you. You're not
Correct.
just paying regular prices. Everything that you do, you make sure that they're saving. It's all about that. Again, that phone number to call him direct. He works statewide, folks, and he does free consultations. He's imploring you to sit down with him and just have that consultation. Let him sit and find out, and let him be the educator. Don't just go to anybody. He's the person to talk to. 27 years of doing this. 480-246-0405. You will see all the proof right on the bills with those zero out bills or less than $20 for an SRP bill right on his website. He wants you to check it out. He's going to help you save money by doing so. It's solarizeaz.com, or call 480-246-0405. Did I do okay?